Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my last video in the year of 2025. And I want to make this video in a different format. This will be a heart-to-heart conversation, probably just from one side, from my side, but I feel that I have such a great audience that we are absolutely vibing on very similar frequency here. I wanted to dedicate this video to a quick summary of that last year, but mainly to say thank you to all of you guys. This year, to put it in a diplomatic way, was, I would say, a strange, very strange year. I know it has been very challenging year to many people. Some I personally know, some I don't, but I was coming across. So it was not an easy year for many people. It was the year, as Chinese astrology goes, under the wooden snake. It's actually still going on until February 17th. That is as far as the Chinese New Year Eve celebration starts. The year of shedding off the old skin, what no longer serves you, and leaving behind the old. The year when the structures, either religious or political or anything for that matter, of the old world was shaken, and if was not brought to the ground yet, is in a process of falling apart. And it was a year of saying goodbye to things that no longer serve us. So for as far as that explanation goes, I would say a lot of things have manifested in my personal life as well. Even as far as this channel goes, I took a leap of faith. I set direction on my solo journey. We will see for how long, but for now, to go deeper into discovering things that perhaps I would not be able to discover if I would be influenced by so much by many other people's opinions that were very much the same opinion. So, you have to take a leap of faith and you have to follow your intuition and you have to let go of things that at that moment in your life's journey no longer serve you. It's not easy sometimes, and you might feel uncomfortable, you might feel afraid, you will not know how you're gonna go through it, how you're gonna make it. But I am still here, and that is thanks to few things. Thanks to my decision, thanks to God, I would start with God, and thanks to you guys, because you have been the best and biggest and most loyal and strongest support I could have ever asked for. If you were not with me throughout this year, I will not be continuing, because this YouTube channel exists because you are there. You are interested in the videos that I am creating for you. And what you have shown me, especially in the last 3-4 months, had been nothing less than truly remarkable. Your support, your kind words, your donations, even you purchasing my book. I will get to this book later, for children lately. It's something that I absolutely will never take for granted. I am immensely grateful and I express it often. But I want to say one more time, that year, I went through that year knowing that I have the best audience I could possibly ask for. And for that, I want to thank you guys. I have created, I've written this down, 234 videos, and I had 17 lives. So in altogether was 251 videos for you. And I will say that this year has also was a gift for me, realizing that you have to stand in your own truth and you have to live with integrity with yourself and what you believe in, what you feel is right to do. And you have to follow the path, like I did, asking questions and finding uncomfortable answers that at first, absolutely, like the year of the snake, has shaken my belief system and absolutely brought down all those so-called leaders from those pedestals. I never worship any of them, but I admired them, brought that images down. And I think that is a lesson that I would like to share with you as well, because it was another reminder that we should not worship any man, that we are all equal. And just on that note, for a brief moment, don't you think that if they are so pro-war, or let's say if they are not pro-war, they are pro-solving the conflicts, why don't they, the so-called leaders, Trump, Putin, Zelensky, whoever is in power, right? I mean, they are not even that much in power. Why they don't just meet up somewhere and, you know, do some boxing sessions or whatever form of fighting they prefer and just solve it between themselves? Why they need millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people? Meanwhile, they are sitting in their beautifully designed, dripping with gold, both in US and Russia, comfortable place, and Ukraine, comfortable places, ordering how many numbers to be sent to the front line. Why they just don't meet and fight one with another? Wouldn't it be so much easier? Can you believe, can you imagine how many lives would be saved? How many families would be saved? How different it would look like? It's a very simple question, isn't it? But that's not how they like things to be. So they continue with their bullshit stories, and here we are entering another year. Again, this is also very questionable because I believe that the calendar used to have not 12, but 13 months, and New Year Eve normally was in March. That also would make sense because when you start a new life, new beginning, springtime. Why do we have New Year's Eve kind of in the middle of winter, right? Again, worshipping certain creatures, worshipping certain gods, etc., etc. So we are entering this new year. Again, I feel like I'm not really in a new year because I feel I will enter it at least starting with this Chinese calendar because I do love horses. So for me, February 17th probably is the mark of, okay, here we ending winter and we are moving into spring, and then we starting the new year. It will be year of the fire horse, will be motion, will be movement, will be changes. And this is the year to be bold, to be courageous, to be free. Because when you think about the galloping horse, the running horse, imagine this on the beach, in some open spaces. You look at this beauty of free animal, just in the wild, running free. So that's how I see this year. This is the year, and I think the next 2 years, 2026 and 2027, in my personal opinion, are those years when we can still so-called milk, in a way, the old ways of living. That means if you can travel still freely, travel. If you can accumulate gold and silver, this is just my, I'm not financial advisor, but it's my advice to you to protect your savings or your money, whatever money you have, because the paper money is truly just the final countdown at this point. So we're gonna witness a lot of things, especially as the financial system go in 2026, but to continue on the thought. I would say this year, 2026 and 2027 are the last years before they will try to completely make us into cyborgs, okay? So we are coming closer to this point of decision making. Are we going to choose light or darkness? Are we going to choose remaining to be a human, or are we going to be completely transformed into another being? So I would say to all of you, keep this in mind, that as much energy as you can generate in this coming year and the following year, except this is we still have this 2026 to really so-called milk it. If you can protect yourself with, I say, gold and silver, this is just from me. If you can, and this actually, it's for me as well, because, you know, this is the time to get more into tangible things like car and house and places like this, that soon will be very challenging for people to own if they are not, you know, in a certain level of money, right? And besides that, if they will have some credit score system that will not allow them to purchase things. So the tangible things, the quality things, if you're buying stuff, my advice is, even looking at the clothing, for example, if you are presented with a choice, always choose natural fabrics, because the energy of those clothes that you're wearing is very important as well. When you wear plastic, it's not giving you energy at all. It's actually blocking the energy. It's very well-known fact that linen, cotton, silk, wool, those are the fabrics that actually are good for human body. So just a side note here, right? But choose quality over quantity. And that also is, in my opinion and advice to you, the same with your surroundings and with the people that you have in your life. Because sustaining your energy for those coming years, it's very important. We are bombarded with the news. We are overstimulated, and I speak for myself, especially doing those videos. We are overstimulated with this constant stream of information. And I will say, I believe that 95% of it, it's more or less manipulated. So how much of it is true? It's very little. But not only the news, we are also bombarded with chemtrails, with poisons in food, in water, and many other things, but we are still here. Isn't it amazing how resilient we are? And I believe that if we are still here, there is a reason for it. There has to be a mission that we have, and has to be a purpose for our lives. Otherwise, we would already say sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, goodbye, arrivederci, do widzenia, do swiadania, whatever. And we would literally just leave this earth plane and leave it all behind, and probably watching from a distance, right? But we are still here, so we still have something to do. And in order to continue that journey, we need energy. So the energy is from what you eat, what you look at, who you listen to, and where you spend your money as well, very important, who you support, because it creates this link between you and the other place. That's actually quantum physics. So any attention, any emotion that you have, good or bad, you are connected. When you don't care at all, actually, that's the state, it's the most empowering one, because you are free. So they can say whatever, do your whatever, and you are like, I'm whatever, which is liberating, but you are not wasting your energy. So before this year ends, I just wanted to jump on here and say those things to you. Besides saying thank you to all of you guys, I want to say also, if you want to finish the projects that you started a while back, whatever it is, you know, there are so many of you, you have different stories, do it. You know, I just want to show you this as an example. This book, I have 5 books for children. 3 of them were illustrated. I'm just bringing this up because of the story. 2 years ago, Amazon has deleted all of my books. So 3 books for children and 1 novel that I had. Took all the money, never paid me the royalties for it. Just like, poof, it's gone, right? It took me 2 years to come to this place that I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's finally find the publishing house, which I found is incredible. Actually, quality of this book now is much, much better than it was when Amazon was printing it, okay? But I did it. So I still have 2 more that are illustrated to print out, and it's going to be definitely in 2026. And I still have 2 more to illustrate and complete that project. All of them are written. My point is, if you have something that is hanging like in the back of your mind, I have to finish it, I have to do it, I have to, I don't know, maybe talk to someone, maybe whatever is the case, right? Do it this year, because there's also a lot of energy that is kind of like stored in that. And it's almost like, you know, living its own life, existing there and hitting you once in a while. Just do it when you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. So this is going to release that as well. Anything you can do to find the joy. And, you know, I have to say, it maybe sounds strange, but it's not easy lately. I don't know how it is for you guys, but not so many things are becoming interesting. Or as exciting as they used to be, you know, not that long time ago, actually. Especially like when I record those videos and I see like this one is, you know, not a good person, this one is manipulating, this one is lying, this one is pretending. You look at all of this and you feel like, where are we? What kind of planet is it, right? So whatever you can find that brings you joy, it doesn't have to bring you into some ecstasy or euphoria, but at least in some good place energetically that is also good and important for your health, mental and physical health. Do it. Sometimes it requires money, like travels. Sometimes it does not. It just requires your decision or shift of your attention and your focus. So maybe it's a strange New Year Eve video for you, but I look at my audience as I see your comments and I see how many of you are frequently leaving comments under my videos, or many of you are also following me on Instagram, the same people I can see. So I know there is a sense of connection that we have, and I really hope that what I am creating for you guys in all different ways, as far as, you know, my channel, my videos, my book now, even those posts on Instagram that are really about travels and beautiful places that I go to. I hope it brings you some value, and it brings you something that maybe it's not easy to listen to, but gives you some clarity and stimulates your own critical thinking that also empowers you. Because when you have clarity and you have a different perspective and different level of understanding, you are less easy to be manipulated. That's how I look at those things. So with this being said, guys, it's a strange year that we are ending. Like I said, I feel like a little bit more of this, but we're gonna start with the year of the horse, and you see a lot of things speeding up. It will go very, very quickly. So remember to take care of yourself. Remember to love yourself as much as you can, or train yourself to love yourself, because only from this place that we respect and honor ourselves, we can be of any service and value to others. And that we have to also take full responsibility for every single decision that we made. I think another trap is when we are blaming everyone around us. You know, it's because of this government, that government. Of course, that's obvious. We know how they operate. But at the same time, we have to take responsibility for our choices, for our decisions, because we don't have to say yes. And we are getting closer and closer to this moment when we will be faced with this decision making again. So Happy New Year, everyone. I will say it again in February and I will say it again in March. After that, I won't be saying it anymore because as far as I know, it looks like, you know, 3 New Year's Eves, in my opinion. And I hope you stay with me for this next following year. One more time, I want to say thank you to all of you who are supporting me, who are subscribed still to my channel. It's obvious that not only the channel has been suppressed lately, but that I'm losing followers. That's also obvious. But that's okay. I'm making peace with it because I know that there is no crowd on the leading edge. That's one. And second is that not everyone is ready to be faced with the fact that certain images of people they were holding in their mind or in their perception of those people is going to be crushed. So not only the leaders, but the religious institutions, the financial institutions, everything. The old world as we know it is coming to an end. So imagine people are leaving because, they are still holding on to the certain opinion, and that's how they like it, divide and conquer. Ultimately, when we are all stripped down to nothing, and what remains is just us and this pure essence of who we are, without the labels, without the parties, without the states, without the religion, without anything whatsoever, without the money, the currency, name it, who are we, right? Who are we? How do we define ourselves? What is the definition of our existence? Happy New Year, everyone. I hope I see you in the next year, following my journey as well. Be healthy, be safe, choose love, and choose things and people that don't suck your energy, don't drain your energy, but feel good to be around, feel good to listen to, and feel good to inspire you. I think that's what we need. We need more inspiration and the stimulation in that way. And that is a healthy way. In spirit, right? Something that comes within you and inspires you. And then you are moved and called to take action like that fire horse in whatever direction the divine wants you to go or your higher self wants you to go. That's how I see it. I hope this year, it's starting tomorrow, will be much better year for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in the next video. Bye, guys.